What experts call a precision kill. A nuclear scientist who was a key player in Iran's nuclear program killed in broad daylight. And tonight, the dangerous tension between the U.S. and Iran has ratcheted even higher. Iran pointing the finger squarely at the U.S. and our allies in Israel. ABC's Martha Raddatz has been tracking this story all day for us. Martha, good evening.
Good evening, Diane. It is a new and terrifying twist in the nuclear standoff with Iran. The covert war to slow down Iran's ability to build a nuclear weapon could instead prompt the regime to strike back.
The assassination targeting was so precise that the car the young scientist was riding in was left almost intact, but Mustafa Ahmadi Roshan had no chance of survival. Two motorcyclists tracked the car through Tehran's morning rush hour, lobbing a magnetic bomb right at Roshan, a mission that seemed right out of a spy thriller like Syriana.
It has all the earmarks of an Israeli operation, very sophisticated, very particular, and very effective.
The Iranians accused not just the Israelis, but Americans as well.
I want to categorically deny any United States involvement.
Roshan was deputy director of the Natanz uranium enrichment facility. There is speculation today that Iran killed the scientist to pin it on the Americans in Israel. But former Mossad agents say Roshan was far too valuable. Roshan is the fifth nuclear scientist targeted for assassination in the last 2 years. 4 died. Today's attack is the newest in the increasingly dangerous tension between the U.S. and Iran. In October, the U.S. said the Iranians were hatching a plot to assassinate the Saudi ambassador in Washington. Just last month, the Iranians threatened to close down the Strait of Hormuz, where nearly 1/4 of the world's oil transits. And this week, the Iranians sentenced a former U.S. Marine to death. Today's assassination could increase his risk of execution and drive the Iranians to take even more radical steps.
If this had happened in the United States or in Israel, we would consider it an act of terrorism, an act of war, and we would be seeking to retaliate. Iran has a lot of experience with terrorist acts like this, and they have the capability to retaliate. This is not over. This is just beginning.
Officials do believe that the assassinations and other covert activity has slowed the Iranian nuclear program, Diane, but it certainly hasn't stopped it.
And what about Israel? What reaction today?
You know, Diane, we've been looking for responses from Israel all day, and where did we find it? Facebook, with the Israeli Defense Force spokesman saying, "I don't know who settled the score with the Iranian scientist, but I am certainly not shedding a tear." Not exactly a denial there.